Howdy creatives, welcome to my before and after training where I share free design tips with designers. I want to especially thank the subscriber that sent Ceasar design to me to review in this tutorial. I'm going to start with what is working and what is not working in the project, and I'm going to use this to recreate my version. And this is where I'm going to show you guys how I think and how I achieve successful design projects. So without any further ado, let's go. If you wish to see your design feature in any of our upcoming design review training, simply make use of the Telegram link in the description section of this video. Then send your design to any of the admins aside from Ceasar Graphics. When you do that, your design will surely get to me. All right, so let's get to business. Okay, so I'm going to start with what is working here before we get to what is not working. So the first thing I noticed that is working here is the contrast between the elements and the background. All right, I like the fact that the background is so bright enough for us to see the information in the project. So what is not working here is the part of breaking word. All right, I don't expect the designer to break the word manifestation like this. All right, how we break word is the part where we notice rest in the word. So if I'm to break this, I'm going to break it where we have the space between the letter I and the F, which is this. So it's going to sound as manifestation, not manifestation. Okay, I hope somebody get that. Okay, so the composition is done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight to the redesign version of this artwork, and I'm going to use that to teach you how to think and how to put together your elements to communicate the message clear. But before I do that, I have a very important information I would like to share with you. We get calls a lot from people who are looking forward to go into design but can't afford to pay for design school. So because of this, we decided to start a foundation where we can be a blessing to these people. In order for us to meet our goals, we need you to support us with your donation. So if you have any amount you believe you can support us with, kindly make use of the information on the screen. Every amount that comes from you will be highly appreciated. All right, so let's go back to the tutorial. All right, so I started with my background as usual, and the illustration I use in this project is still the illustration that the designer used in his or her version. And the reason why I'm making this move here is because I know that the remaining part of the hand, that's the body of the character holding the trophy, is not going to be visible. So I don't want it to look like his body is actually, cut off, that we only have the hand. So I decided to make it look like the camera is placed below the trophy and the hand, and we can see the sky. So because we can see the sky, it's not possible for us to see the body part of the character. I hope somebody gets that. So that's the reason why I decided to, make this move here. So why I decided to share this with you guys is because, you see, when you're putting together images, it's always best to think of how things appear to you in real life. All right, try to put them together like you're creating a scene, and you're not placing images correctly, you're not putting together images correctly, can change the message. It can give the project another meaning. And that's why, as a designer, you need to learn the habit of paying attention to details when putting together your elements. So I decided to add the noise effect because I want to give the project this paper effect texture, because the idea here is to make it look like the information is printed on a poster in the project. So that's the reason why I decided to give it the noise effect to to make that happen. And the reason why I decided to color grade the hand, because I'm sure you guys can see that I drew some marquee selection around the trophy and the hand. The reason is because there's this part of using the right colors that work together. Now there's no color that don't work together, okay, but there's a particular tone I want to give the project, and that's the reason why I decided to look for colors that I know when you put them together, they look nice to the eye. So I'm trying to make those colors reflect on the hand of the character and the trophy, and that's the reason why I'm making on this move. Now, when working on design projects, most especially when you are putting together the concept for the project, it's always best to always add the colors. All right, it's always best to also know the color tone you are trying to achieve in the project, because you're not putting this in place can make you spend time and waste time on the project. And that's part of what I decided to, do first before, putting together the elements. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right. Now there's another thing I did here which also helped the putting together of the images correctly, which is making my background serve as the background and making my foreground serve as the foreground. If you look at my background there, you'll notice that it's not really affecting the visibility of the information or the element I have on the foreground. The reason is because first, I did not make the texture, the texture I have on the background too visible. And the value of the background is not too bright for me, for the information or for the element I place on the foreground difficult to see. So I decided to say this here because it's always best to check this whenever you're putting together your elements. Always make sure what you have on your foreground is visible and your background is helping with making this clear to the eye when people are looking at your project. Now I decided to make the word divine bold because the title is long, and I want a word that is large to draw the attention of the viewer so they read the other information in the project. There are times you need to work this way to help create a project that draws attention fast, and that's the reason why I decided to make the word divine bold. The manifestation type, what actually inspired that is because of the boldness of the word divine, because I want to create contrast between the title. Now, it's always best to work this way to make your title look dynamic, because your part of making your title look dynamic is also part of how you entertain the viewers. Like I always say in my tutorials, that you see, designers are entertainers, and part of how we do this correctly is how we make our project look dynamic, and that's the idea behind achieving contrast with the title. We're making the word divine a bold display character and making the word manifestation a handwriting character. So I try as much as possible not to make anything too close to the title. Why? Because the overlapping of the word manifestation on the hand, on the trophy, is going to be hidden if I put too much information around that part of the project. So that's the reason why you notice I decided to give more space between the word manifestation and the dates and time in the project. All right, so there's another thing I did on the title that I want you guys to understand. There's this gradient effect on the title. The part where we have the middle part of the word manifestation comes in a darker value of the orange, and then we now have the light value of orange on the left and right side of the word. So the reason why I decided to do that there is because, you see, if I don't apply that dark orange to the middle part of the word manifestation, it's going to be difficult for people to read that part of the title. So I decided to do that move in order to help make the title, the word manifestation, more visible to the eye of the viewers. So what actually inspired this composition here is because of the title that says by season of divine manifestation. All right. And what I noticed that the designer did not do well in his or her version is the part of making the project look dull with the way he or she used color in the project. All right. Now, the artwork says, my season of divine manifestation. The color in the project needs to pop. It really needs to give life, because the title, which is my season of divine manifestation, simply means, to me, it means spiritual gifts like wisdom, healing, and so on. And so I expect to see this looking like that's something lively. I expect to see the project look lively, and I noticed the designer did not do that right in his or her project. Now, the title of your project most time is what inspired the illustration and the color you use in the project. It's not all the time you are asked to work on design project that you need to make your project black and white. In fact, black and white is another way of depicting sadness, and we're not talking about sadness or something related to death here. All right. So for that, I expect the designer to use color that's pop, and also to make the illustration colorful. And that's the reason why I decided to make the illustration colorful and make the other color in the project look the way you're looking at it here. All right. So I'm going to stop here on this. Okay, I'm sure you learned from this tutorial, and I need us to play again. I need you to share the focal point in this project. If you know it, kindly drop it in the comment section of this tutorial. And if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Now, if you know anyone you believe need this tutorial, kindly share the link with them, and let's touch lives together. Now, if you love the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have anything you want to share with me, drop it in the comment section of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next one.